I'm here in front of a random landmark in a random park somewhere in Chicago. You might wonder why some random landmark in some random park in Chicago, and the answer is because I'm in a super hurry to catch my flight. Now, why am I in that situation instead of having the time and the space and the energy to find the optimal location for today's video blog? Because I was complacent. I didn't check ahead, I didn't check on my flight time, I didn't wake up early, I took that extra snooze, I didn't follow the formula, I didn't stay step A, step B, step C. I just trusted that somehow, some way I'd get it done. And I guess somehow, some way I am, but it's not as good as it could have been. And that's a really interesting segue into the topic for this video blog. So what I want to talk to you guys about is the difference between entitlement and complacency. Okay, I had a really interesting experience on boot camp this weekend. Basically, on Friday night, the first night of my boot camp, I basically had the worst night for about 3/4 of the night that I have had in years, possibly. It was really brutal. I was getting blown out left and right. My situations, even when the conversation went kind of okay, it was just kind of lukewarm. There was no real spark to it. There's no intensity. It was very robotic and very not fulfilling, not fun. Didn't really look that great. In fact, to a certain extent, like for the start of the night, I actually felt like in some ways my students were even like kind of doing better than me, which I was very frustrated by. I mean, I was happy for them, but I was very frustrated because I wanted to like show them something. I wanted to like, do something that would just blow their minds. And what I realized was I had come off an incredibly successful, sort of fulfilling, validating week the week before. Basically, that week I had, well, just to say the day that I left town, I turned down sex 3 separate times. So I was in a place of pretty good abundance as far as girls go. And so I came out on boot camp and I just expected that I would walk up and girls would be like, "Oh my God, Todd, you're here. Let me do anything for you. Let me just like get down on the floor for you right now." Right? And that's just not realistic, right? I mean, regardless of who you are, regardless of what your laurels are, regardless of what your past history is, what you've done with your life, if you walk up to a random stranger, they don't know that. They can't know that, right? So the fact of the matter is, yeah, there's this idea of you are enough, you're entitled, you've put in this work on yourself, you're a cool guy, you can be cool and natural, you have good stories, whatever it is, wherever you derive your value. It's a great idea, but the fact of the matter is, you still have to work. It's like if, say, like Cristiano Ronaldo, famous soccer player, if he shows up one day and he's like, "Look, I'm Cristiano Ronaldo, I just have decided I'm not gonna run this game. I'm just gonna wait for the ball to come to me and then I'll do some like flashy trick." It doesn't work that way. The reason he's good is because, yeah, he can do those flashy tricks, yeah, he's amazing with the ball, but he does the fundamental things well. He gets back on defense. He runs for the ball. He works to get open. He does all the ABC fundamental things. He follows the fucking process, okay? He doesn't just, half-ass it and hope he'll get by on talent. He doesn't hope that he'll get there, that he'll win the game just by showing up, just by being him. He knows that the reason he's great, it's not some like disembodied like label that you put on yourself as great. It's not like you can just show up and win by showing up. You actually have to win, right? It's the same thing I learned many years ago playing poker, right? It's not just enough to be a good poker player. You actually have to play well. In fact, a lot of times the best poker players can play worse than the less good poker players because they get creative, right? In order to be a good poker player, in order to be good at anything creative in life, anything like at a high level, you have to be creative. You have to be breaking rules, right? And the thing that happens when you break rules well is you get the most amazing, ridiculous results you've ever seen. But what happens when you break rules poorly? When you break rules and you suck, you get the worst reactions possible. I touched on this in another video, but basically when a newbie has a bad night, it's usually not that bad because they're kind of cute. The girl's like, "Oh, the newbie kind of shy guy is trying. Let's be nice to him. Let's at least tolerate him. Maybe they'll get like the pity phone number." When a guy like me has an off night, when he's coming off like a week of sexual abundance and has like that incredible, like I'm not non-threatening sexually when I walk up to a girl, like they know I mean business. So if I'm not charming, if I'm not offering value, it's not cute. It's threatening and weird, all right? So I get some of the worst reactions that you could possibly imagine, right? I get like, "Fuck off." I had one situation this weekend where I made what's just like a sort of a typical like flirty thing to me. Is like, I said to a girl, "I don't know if I can trust you. I feel like, I might wake up in a bathtub missing a kidney." And it's just a light flirty joke, right? But her response was like, "No, you fucking won't, because you will not wake up anywhere near me. Fuck off. Bye." Right? I was like, wow, that was fucking way out of proportion. Where did that come from? Why did that come out? It's because I had that threatening vibe, but I was not doing any of the things that I had done to deserve it, right? I deserve to have it. I deserve to feel entitled. I deserve to believe that girls are gonna sleep with me, because guess what? They do, and they want to. But they do and they want to because of the things I've done, because of the things I've become, because of the way I act, and because of what I actually bring to the table. And so what I want to talk to you guys about is making sure that you bring it. Don't get complacent, right? So oddly enough, although we tell you to be entitled, although we tell you you are the prize, know it, believe it, that doesn't mean that you don't have to work. That doesn't mean that when you walk up to a girl, she's gonna instantly realize the years of effort you put in on yourself. Sometimes you're gonna get a bad reaction. You have to plow through that, and you have to trust, this is the entitlement part, you have to trust that if she spends enough time with you, she will like you, and you just have to do the work, do the effort, do what's necessary, put in that energy to make sure that she does spend that time with you. That was the other factor in my off night, by the way, was that I had been up all night the night before, and then I went to the airport, got into town, basically came on no sleep, so I had very, very little energy in my set. So I was just walking in, like kind of half asleep, hey, you're cute, I'm Todd, and then expecting them to jump on my dick, which obviously is asking a bit much, because I'm basically asking for everything and giving nothing, right? So make sure you follow the process, make sure you offer value, make sure you take the time, build the momentum, realize you're not above the process. Happy ending to the story, I realized it about like an hour left to go in the night, and I just said, fuck it, I don't care about success, I don't care what's happening, I'm just gonna hit up everything. And actually, funny enough, that literally first set I hit up, once I just got rid of outcome, got rid of my ego, and just said, you know what, tonight I'm just gonna suck, and I'm just okay with that, and I'm just gonna follow the process. As soon, like literally as soon as I went and started following the process, it went bang, 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 and within like the next next 4 girls I talked to, I had 3 girls basically like willing in one way or another, had logistics worked out to go home with me. And then night 2, I was just amazing, like every girl I talked to, super on, super great. So I still got it, which is good. I better still have it, otherwise I'm out of a job. But importantly, I learned this lesson. Be entitled, but don't get complacent. All right, I'm gonna rush like hell to go catch my plane, and then I'm gonna rush like hell to edit this and get this out for you guys tomorrow.